All right, everybody, what's up? It's dyno day. We'll get right down to business. The car we're dynoing today is Michael Schnick's 1998 GT. He's owned the car since 2012. It was a daily driver for him for a lot of years. And then as time went on, you know, he got other cars or had another daily driver, and this car, you know, had the ability to sit. And with that, you know, he was doing some other things to the car. And then as of recent, it's been resprayed to Rio Red, and then over the top is magnetic gray. Cool little two-tone color combo there. And then he's also switched the interior out to dark charcoal from a 99 to 04 car. All right, so typically, if the car doesn't have a lot of modifications relative to the dyno, I can kind of pull those out of thin air and just run. But for the case of Michael's car, I do have some notes here that I'm gonna read from. But his 98 GT does have a PI engine swap, and that particular engine has about 60,000 miles. Remember, the chassis has a shade over 200,000, if I failed to mention that. Has a built 4R70W transmission with a stock rebuilt converter, and that rebuild has about 20,000 miles on it. Stock drive shaft, a factory 308 rear gear. Boy, we're gonna turn some mile an hour today. And then that is the SVE Drag Comp wheel out back with a 275/35 18 tire. Now, getting into more of kind of the supporting mods, if you will, it has a BBK Cold Air Intake, 70mm throttle body in Plenum, the original or the OG Ford Performance PI Intake manifold, BBK Off-Road X-Pipe, Flowmaster Catback. Michael has 93 octane fuel in the tank, and then he's also loaded the PCM with an SCT 93 octane strategy tune. And with all that, we were kind of taking guesses. Michael was asking, you know, what do you think it's gonna make? And we were kind of lowballing him a little bit of like, oh, 205 or 215 or 220, you know, just because of kind of what we know these cars were making. I mean, we haven't dynoed a lot of 99 to 04 cars with a PI engine, and the reason why I say 99 to 04 just for reference purposes is because Michael's car does have a PI engine. The cars we have dynoed, you know, they weren't making all that much power, so that's kind of why we were throwing the low coin there to Michael. But we're gonna see, and because of the 4R70W, we won't be able to hold third gear, which is 1-to-1, so we are gonna pull it in second. That'll mess with the numbers just a little bit, but because of the 308 gear, second gear will still be able to load the drum up pretty good, so we won't necessarily be too far off from what the car would be making in third gear, which is 1-to-1. A lot more goes into it. Y'all heard me talk about in other dyno videos. Ambient air temperature, ambient humidity. Yes, we use the SAE correction factor, but still environmental conditions will always play a factor. But enough of me talking. We'll zip around Michael's car, make sure everything's good to go, and then we'll make a hit. All right, everybody, I'm kind of excited to see these numbers. We're gonna pull up some numbers and see what the car did. Run number one, 233.6 horsepower at 4,700 RPM, and then 263.6 pound-feet of torque at 4,700 RPM. Now, traditionally, they don't make peak power and peak torque at the same RPM. There's just a little bit of blip or glitch here in the RPM range or within the run, so that could just be a small pickup issue. We do like to do 2 runs, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the second run for Michael's car. And then on that second run, this would, to me, would be a little bit more true. On the second hit, 234.1 horsepower at 4,800 RPM, and then 256.6 pound-feet of torque at 4,600 RPM. I would be willing to bet that that graph is probably a little bit more accurate just because it doesn't have that little blip. But still, that's pretty dang strong considering a PI engine and moving that through a 4R70W. If that was a 5-speed car, be it T45 or 3650, you'd see just a little bit more uptick in power just because there's less rotational mass to move the power through, you know, 5-speed versus a 4-speed automatic. But Michael was surprised as well. Again, you know, we kind of threw the low number out there on him, and it feels good when you go look at the results and it's, you know, made more than what you thought it was going to make. Kind of that, I guess, what do they say? You under promise, over deliver. I don't know if that ties into this, but it came to mind, so I mentioned it anyway. But anyways, I got a strong run in 98 GT with the PI engine. I know Michael's happy with it. We're happy for him. And it's kind of a neat story with the car. As long as he's owned it, which the time of this video has been 12 years, you know, he's tinkered with it, he's piddled with it. He's slowly getting it to where it needs to be. And all along the way, his daughter's been helping him kind of do some of this stuff. And Michael has kind of told us that he wants the car, you know, to be passed on to her so she can get to experience it and kind of be a Mustang person herself. So I know a lot of you watching, you may have a similar story, share it with us. We love hearing those stories because, you know, at the end of the day, I think what draws us all together is the catalyst. It's the Mustang, it's the vehicle is what brings us all together to share this, this cool hobby and passion and lifestyle. We're gonna sign off. Hope y'all enjoyed it. As always, if you find value in what we do, consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications. And then until we see you in the next one, for all things SN95 Mustang, keep it right here with the real enthusiasts, LMR.com.